Vibe 105.5 FM. It's your girl AdaOHH here, and I'm in studio joined with two very special guests. I got the director and executive producer of Only in the Six, very highly talked about reality series that just started here in Toronto. Right now, we're going to get into some conversation about the reality series, and I'm gonna press and talk to the producer and director here and ask them some very interesting questions. So, welcome. I'd like to introduce Marlon and Malachi. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good, lovely. Now, Only in the Six trailer released about 3 days ago.
About 4 days ago.
4 days ago now. Are you guys at 40,000 views yet?
Just about a little under that.
Little under
Maybe
40,000.
tonight will be over.
Wow, 40,000 views in 4 days. Malachi, I want to hear from you. What exactly inspired this idea?
Well, again, what inspired me? I've always been first of all, a creative person from day one.
Mm-hmm.
So, coming from a different country, moving here about 5 years ago, roughly, I felt that there was a lot of misconceptions about Canada and people that live here, the way the lifestyle, and I felt that it was a beautiful lifestyle that I couldn't really explain it without any other way, and even if I did, I couldn't go and tell someone, okay, turn on this program or turn on this program.
Yeah. For them to get an idea of what Toronto is?
Correct.
Okay.
So that was definitely my inspiration. Originally having thoughts and turning them into ideas and turning ideas into reality and executing a plan. So that was my inspiration from day one. And,
trying to properly portray the essence of what Toronto is.
Right, and I wouldn't say it's not Toronto as a whole, because you can't cover a whole.
Yeah.
You can't cover a whole show like the whole of Toronto, the whole demographic of Toronto. You can only pick certain things. You only could pick this neighborhood or pick these people. So it doesn't necessarily reflect everyone, but this is just a certain section, and that's what it reflects.
Okay. Now, I know there's been, other attempts for reality shows in Toronto. I believe there was one called, Lake Shore, and, there was other attempts. What exactly differentiates Only in the Six from, I don't want to say, a knockoff, but I believe the whole Lake Shore concept was supposed to be, Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Only in the Six kind of resembles maybe Love and Hip Hop or...
First of all, when Malachi came to me with the concept of the show, I don't even own a TV. I never saw those shows. He just said, I want to make it look cinematic. I want to tell the story of these characters, and I want it to look as good as possible. Whatever goes on, whatever happens, let's happen. And that's part of reality TV, where you bring them into an environment, and you don't control. It's not scripted. So it's the fights that you see are real fights.
Some would say that it isn't a proper representation of Toronto. Toronto is such a multicultural city with so many backgrounds and countries that make up the city, and it doesn't exhibit everything that Toronto has to offer and what you can find in Toronto. But what you're trying to say is this is a certain group.
Right. It's impossible to show what Chinese people are doing, or black people, or white people. It's or the hip hop community, or this particular community. You have to pick and choose, right?
Talk to me about the group. Talk to me about the cast of the show.
Okay, we can start off with Paris.
Yeah.
Paris, she's a well-known dancer in the city in North America. Right now, I know she's doing other things, and she's starting a music career. She just started her own wig company.
Hairline?
She's out your hairline.
Okay.
There's Nina. Talk about Nina a little bit.
I don't know why you keep talking with it. They're all characters, and each of these characters are very different. And we got to remember, some of these characters are moms, so they have a normal life, and we wanted to get into the normal life of some of these girls. Nina, bubbly character, she's like our sister. The diva is Sophia Body, who is worldwide. She's all over the globe. Littles, when you look at Littles and everybody says, he runs a club and, he works with dancers. When you look at Little's Instagram, at least 10 times a day, there's a picture of him and his daughter or him and his son. So outside of that persona of being this guy that's running this dancer club, it's someone who you could sit and have a conversation with. It's someone who's a human being at heart. Yeah. I mean, DeVille is someone that's trying. DeVille is someone he's a rapper.
Yeah.
He's trying to make it in this industry. It's very difficult, and we're trying to tell some of the stories.
So what I get from what you're saying is, yes, it's a reality show about, a certain group of people, but you're trying to put a spin on it and show like an alternative lifestyle, I guess,
exactly,
to what these people have to offer and what they're doing.
We can't change anybody, but what we could do is, I think by Malachi's presence, by what he's trying to educate some of these, they're changing. They're thinking, you know what, my son is gonna be a certain age, and I don't want him to know what I'm doing. I want to create a business for myself. I want to find a way out for myself. We hopefully hope that, they could, a lot of these people that we work with could try to make a change. We hope that DeVille can get a break and in this industry that's very difficult and be a success.
Okay.
So there's growth. Essentially,
there's growth. And what you really have to understand is that what Malachi did to me, if I haven't seen it in 30 years, unless he came along, I don't think we would have seen a show like this.
Say that again, say?
I said, if Malachi didn't come along with this concept, I didn't think there was a show like this would have been created, or because we're persona non gratis.
Okay.
We're out of that sphere. Okay. We're not in that sphere.
51055 FM, it's your girl AdaOHH here. I'm still in studio with the executive producer and director of Only in the Six reality show here that just launched off in Toronto. We got the trailer about 4 days ago. Still kicking it here. Right now I want to get into some of the comments that are on the YouTube page. Wow, what a terrible misrepresentation of Toronto. The real women with money are not all hoes and strippers, whereas the entrepreneurs of the city doing big things. LOL, Toronto women don't really look like these girls. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I think maybe that person, Nadine, may have a personal relationship with one of these girls, possibly, because the trailer's a trailer. I don't think it really tells you exactly who these people are. Like, everyone has drama in their life, so unless you really know who these people are prior, and I mean have your own opinion, which you're very much entitled to, I couldn't really tell you exactly. I don't have to actually respond to that comment.
Okay. Yeah. People in the city need to stop hating on what others are doing. Even if you didn't like it, you still gave it a hit by watching it.
Exactly. I mean, I think there's a lot more to come. So people have been, certain people, not everyone. There's a lot of love out there. There's a lot of hate. But I don't think you can be that judgmental by just watching a 5-minute trailer, which I think it has about a minute or so, maybe a little over a minute with actual conversation in it, and the rest of it is pretty much B-roll. So, I mean, it's very hard to make a judgment.
To actually get an understanding.
Yeah.
Moving forward with the production of the show, do you plan to continue to keep the same, I guess, like aesthetic that the trailer brought, with the same characters and same type of idea, or are you gonna change it up because you've only given us a trailer so far? So moving forward, what can we expect?
I mean, moving forward, I mean the eventually we probably will be doing like a casting call.
Yeah.
So, because obviously we do want to explore.
Its full potential.
Yeah, it has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But the characters that are in there now, obviously, we're going to give them a chance to do what they do, and
And the aesthetic is going to stay the same. We want to lift the level. We want to keep that production value high, because we believe in Netflix. We believe that television is taking a turn, and places like Amazon Prime, Crave TV. I mean, these are some of the kind of people that we want to attract. So that's why, that standard of production, has to be kept.
In the beginning, we approached many different people about being on the show.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were hesitant, which I kind of understand, because obviously I'm a first-time producer, and maybe they thought that it wasn't going to be a great show, which you can watch. You can watch the trailer now and see at least it was shot very well shot. Yeah, I should say.
I'm going to be the devil's advocate. They said no. They just didn't want to be a part of it.
And why was that?
Well, because they thought they thought it was a negative light. They didn't think they would get it. It's just another, Mickey Mouse production. I mean, that's what I felt. People would say yes. Then we would show up for an event with our cameras. Then they would say they changed their mind last minute. Things like that. So,
so there's a lot of misconceptions about the show. Only in the Six is a brand. Our goal is not to just show or expose women of that light. It just so happens that these people came forth and they wanted to tell a story, and we had the cameras, and we executed it. The Only in the Six is definitely not about pimps and hoes, as many of the I don't really read the comments on YouTube, but I've heard that a lot of the public is saying that.
I've been in this game a long time, and I've seen a lot of misconceptions. I've seen a lot of stuff happen. I'm from the era of the Kardashians, and we all know the story of what she did, and that tape sold worldwide millions. The mere fact that there's talk and there's bubble about this trailer, I'm glad. It's a positive note.
And you, Malachi, any last comforting words?
Last comforting words? I don't know if I want to comfort anyone.
Okay. So I'm just playing the majority, the massive majority voice of people who are upset, right? And who feel that, Toronto's being misrepresented. But you explain.
I would say just give it a chance and see what's to come. Don't judge just because you see a trailer.
Right? We're only at a trailer stage.
We had a trailer stage, and we're getting all this hype. But there's a lot to come. There's going to be a lot of surprises. Obviously, I don't know how many times I could say this. Only in the Six doesn't represent one particular lifestyle.
Just to add to that, I mean, there are a lot of people out there that talk, but if they have a concept or a show idea, they could come to us. They could come. Yeah, I mean, it's about $100,000 to put this thing together. Okay. But if they have the funding and the backing, they could come to Malachi Productions, and we would gladly help them. Sort of, because a lot of people have stories that they want to tell.
Yeah.
And they don't have a way. And if you don't like our product, maybe you have a product. Come and visit us, sit down, and talk to us, and we can make something happen.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us in studio. I'm very excited for what Only in the Six has to offer, and good luck to you guys in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.